I don't like what you do, you need I am Hi, Jerry here from iROCK Music School. Welcome back to another 1, 2, 3, 4 iROCK method video. Today we'll be taking a look at Billie Jean by Michael Jackson on the drums. Welcome to level 1. So we've got level 1A and 1B for the verse in this song. I'll play it for you. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, I'm actually hitting the cymbal at the same time as the bass drum. That's not in the notated resource that I've made available. But the whole point of 1A is that you're trying to find where beat 1 is in the bar. If you know where beat 1 is, you're more likely to know where the other beats are in the bar. So it's really important to know where 1 is. So in the pre-chorus, which is 1B in this song, it goes like this. So as you can see, you're hitting the bass drum on beats 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that just keeps going, and that's a great way to build your ability to keep in time with the music. And of course you still have to know where 1 is, and then we're hitting the cymbal every 4 bars once again to show where 1 is. So this is level 2, there's 2A and 2B, so I'll play you the verse and the intro first. So what I'm playing there is the bass drum on beats 1 and 3 and the snare drum on beats 1 and 2. Beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3. So that's the verse and the intro. When we go to the pre-chorus, or level 2B for this song, we add the hi-hats at the same time we play the snare. So that's on beats 2 and 4. It goes like this. Just do that again. And what you actually heard there before was the open hi-hat, because I didn't have my foot on the pedal. And we want to have our left foot on the hi-hat pedal as well, so that's a nice tight closed hi-hat sound. 1, 2, 3. So this is level 3. I'll play you the intro and the verse for level 3. So what we're doing here for this one is we've actually got a bit more hi-hat than what we did for 2B. I'm adding the hi-hat on beats 1 and beat 3. So we end up with this. On beat 1 we get the hi-hat and the bass drum. And then on beat 2 we get the hi-hat and the snare. Beat 3 is the hi-hat and the bass drum. And on beat 4 we get the hi-hat and the snare again. So we get this. Now as we're moving into the pre-chorus, which is level 3B for this one, we're going to add some extra hi-hats. So I'm going to play it, you see if you can hear where they are. I'll explain that one to you. We're adding a little hi-hat between a couple of the beats. So on beat 1 you play the hi-hat and the bass drum, and then you play a hi-hat by itself. So you get this, 1 and then on beats 2 you do what you did before, hi-hat and snare, and then you rest for a moment. There's nothing coming after that. Then we move up to beat 3, which is going to be the same as beat 1. Hi-hat and bass drum, hi-hat, and then beat 4, hi-hat and snare. So you end up with this rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You see where I'm saying and but I'm not playing anything? That's just so that you know where we are in the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll play it a bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and a bit faster. Well done for making it to level 4. Here we go. This is the intro and the verse, level 4A. Now if you think that looks familiar, you're absolutely right. It is basically identical to 3B, except we have added yet another snare, yet another hi-hat between some of the parts that we were doing. The best part about this drum beat is if you can make it to this level, this is what a lot of people know as the standard rock beat. If you can play this, you can play so many different songs exactly the way that they were originally intended to be played. So I'll explain that to you a little bit. Once again, we've got the hi-hat and bass on 1, hi-hat after it, then hi-hat and snare on 2, with a hi-hat after it. Then on beat 3, we're going to have the, do you see actually there, that was where I added the extra hi-hat. So on beat 2, and there's your extra one. Beat 3, hi-hat and bass drum, with the hi-hat after it. And then beat 4, with that extra one added in after it. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a bit faster. The great part about this drum is you can drop parts of it out, which essentially just takes you back levels, but if you need to do that in order to play this drum beat a bit better, it's a great idea. So I'll show you how to do that. I can just play beats 1 and 2, 3 and 4 on the bass and snare. I could also use the hi-hat and the bass drum at the same time, and I could get this going. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's no snare drum on 2 and 4. You could drop out the bass drum and you could play the hi-hat and the snare drum part, which goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then when you're ready, you just put them all together. So moving into the pre-chorus, which is level 4B for this one, it's exactly the same as what we just did for 4A, except we're going to take the hi-hat part and we're going to put it on the ride cymbal. So it sounds like this. The reason why a drummer would use a ride cymbal in a song is because dynamically it's a great way to open the song up. It rings out for a lot longer than a closed hi-hat, and therefore dynamically it can make the song sound like it might get a little bit louder, a little bit more intense, a little bit more energy, a bit more noise happening, that's for sure. So it's a really good way just to lift the song for maybe a pre-chorus or a chorus, and then dynamically you can bring the song back down when you go back to the hi-hat. It's a great way for drummers to express themselves and help the music to have those peaks and troughs that music should have, the highs and the lows. So I'm going to play you a bit on the ride cymbal, and I'm going to go back and forward between the ride and the hi-hat just so you can hear those dynamic changes. Well, that's it for this iROCK video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and for more information go to www.irockmusicschool.com.au. See you next time.